another team that's about to win 47% or less of their games is the Pittsburgh Steelers, who decided that Mitch Trubisky is a good transitional quarterback. They paid him backup money. He's gonna rob the Rooneys for $14 million over the next 2 years. He's gonna stick them up.
How much was the deal?
2 years, $14 million.
Okay,
but I think they have an option to get out of it. They should get out of it now. Like if anybody can hear me, Mike Tomlin, get out of it now. I've talked to a lot of. I don't understand. Okay. So my nephew from Chicago called me, Anthony. He actually hit me in a chat on Facebook. Yeah, Tony. He is like the biggest Trubisky stan, and there's so many Trubisky stans. I just want somebody to get in the comments and explain to me why y'all like this guy. Like, what did he do to make y'all like him? It's like he's like everybody's All-American. Like, what did he do? Like, and one thing that he wrote to me, he said, I respect his courage and commitment.
You got to respect the courage.
What's courageous about robbing the Rooneys of $14 million?
Hey, look.
What's courageous about that?
He ain't robbing nobody. That's the first thing. Okay, TB10.
When they pay you
TB10,
and you can't live up to what they paying you for.
TB, that ain't no robbery. Okay, look, I was, this was a head scratcher for me as well. But as I got to thinking about it, I said, man, maybe this could work. And okay, so you look at the team that how things ended in Chicago.
He was on Buffalo last year.
I'm saying, yeah, but he was in Buffalo for how many seasons?
Just one
season. Okay, so you look at how things ended in Chicago. I mean, he took them to the playoffs. What, 2 years out of what? How many? 5 or 4?
4.
4 years. So half the time. You look at the situation. He wasn't even drafted by Nagy, right? And so
drafted by who?
He wasn't drafted by Nagy, right?
No,
Nagy came in.
Drafted him.
Right.
The same GM.
Right. But Nagy wasn't the coach.
Nagy wasn't the coach.
Right. Nagy wasn't the coach. So you have that working, I guess, theoretically against you. And you look at, I don't think that this.
I don't think that's necessarily against you. Go ahead.
I don't think the team that he was a part of, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, was as good or is as good as the one he's inheriting in Pittsburgh. And they just added an O lineman today. And you got a defense.
They added an O lineman from the Bears who was bad. He was part of the worst. They added James Daniels. James Daniels was the second best lineman on a line that everybody said sucked.
So they added the second best lineman from the Bears. So that's
I was like, what are y'all doing?
And then you look at Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, Najee on the saxophone.
Yeah.
And then
Najee's a very nice saxophone player. I like what you did there. I've always liked Najee.
And he got a defense that's led the league in sacks for, I believe, 5 years straight. I think that you'll see him have more success than I'm not willing to go on record and say, he's going to throw for X amount of yards or touchdowns, but I do believe he'll probably have the best year of his career in Pittsburgh this coming up season. And you have a staff that actually wanted him.
Okay, a couple quick things.
Break it down. Tear my. I'm
not gonna tear it down because everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Even though it's wrong, wrong opinion.
No, I'm saying we don't know yet.
Yeah,
we gotta let it play out.
We gotta just let it all.
We gotta let it all play out.
Because we don't know.
No, but what I will say is, Nagy chose the job knowing that was the quarterback. So it wasn't. If he didn't want the quarterback, he would have just been like, "I'm good."
Yeah, but I mean, how many other jobs you gonna be able to get?
They were killing it. I'm sure he had plenty of options.
Come on and get this job. Come on and get this work.
But to my point is, he wasn't throwing some guy that he didn't know what he was getting. They had a guy that they took above 2 other really good guys, and that's never not going to be part of the story. And it's like, I am very, very big on, whether we talking about LeBron or we talking about Brady or we talking about anybody, your resume is your resume. And part of his resume is you went before 2 of the top quarterbacks in the game.
But how is that all his resume is what he's done in the league?
Yeah, but when you when you crash and burn, we're measuring whether or not you're a bust against what the other guys that went beyond you did. We can define bust based on the fact that other people should have gone in front of you and you have not lived up to your draft position. You don't get to just walk away from that. I had somebody tell me, my nephew tell me, he went to Buffalo and improved his game. How, Sway? He hasn't played. He didn't play in Buffalo.
He did not play in Buffalo.
So we have no idea if he's improved or not. Here's what we know he's good at. This is the fact. He was the number 1 rated passer on balls with less than 10 air yards.
That's something.
That's nothing.
That's something. Number 1 has something.
With a 71% completion. I always make this comment. I make it to you all the time.
That's high.
People always say Nagy didn't do anything in the offense to adjust to his skill set. We threw the most passes behind the line of scrimmage and 5 yards of the line of scrimmage in the time that he was in Chicago. That's an adjustment for an offense that actually enjoys getting the ball down the field. When you look at what they do in Kansas City, they modified that because he can't throw to the left, which they'll find out. Chase Claypool will find out the hard way because he's going to throw like split finger fastballs down into the left that are going to be in the dirt, and he can't throw deep with accuracy. So when everybody's like looking at the numbers and go, oh, he did this, he did that, Tariq Cohen bubble screens, like 10 air yards. That's his sweet spot.
2 playoff appearances, athletic quarterback, Pro Bowl appearance. That's what Pittsburgh is getting. I think that the arrow is pointing up, and I think you have reason for optimism.
Arrow is pointing up for who?
For Pittsburgh Steelers the fans.
No.
Yes, I think so.
No.
I think so, and I think.
Okay, let's lock this in because the arrow is not pointing up.
The arrow is pointing up.
And if anything, the arrow is pointing, at best, the arrow is pointing sideways. And I'm going to tell you why before we close this show out. I asked somebody who is a huge Trubisky guy. I said, what's the comp? I said, at his best, who is Trubisky in this league? And she said she's a sports talk person in Jacksonville.
Okay.
This conversation happened on Twitter.
Okay.
And she goes, I don't know. I think that's telling.
You gotta have something better than that.
But no, if you find yourself like stumping for Mitch Trubisky, that's what happens. Like there is no real comp. You know what the comp is? On the best case, it's Kirk Cousins.
You think so?
I mean, because you want to think about it.
He's more mobile than Kurt, and when he's making plays with his feet, them teams be winning.
They do. He's 29
and 21. Like 6-7 straight.
He's 29 and 21 in his career.
He won every game he started 2 years ago.
He's 29 and 21. You know what I'm saying?
Every game he started. Over his TB10, boy.
He's 29 and 21 overall, and that came off of
what is he? Sorry, what is
29 and 21, and the 8-game cushion that he has there. All happened in 2018 when we were 12-4.
Hey, that's part of it, though. That's part of it.
Yeah, but he also was playing with the number 2 defense that year.
That's part of it. You got to be able to take advantage.
It's in the resume.
And then he coming to another great
But
defense.
The next 3 years, he was a 500 quarterback.
And look, he coming with Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is an excellent coach.
Mike Tomlin is an intimidating coach, and I think Mitch Trubisky got a little pussy in him. And at the end of the day, Mike's gonna scare the shit out of him.
I don't even know.
That's the truth.
I don't even that was okay.
That's the truth.
That caught me off guard.
Can you imagine when he comes to the sideline and Mike put that James Evans look on him and he gonna pee down his leg, man. This is a disaster. This is a disaster.
I think why you literally
Pittsburgh
slapping the table.
I said what I said.
Hey, look, I think the arrow is pointing up. Okay. I think that the division is, what's the division? Who's in there with Pittsburgh?
It's Joe Burrow.
Okay. Okay. Joe Burrow.
Is Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
And what I believe is about to be Deshaun Watson.
No way. Deshaun coming to the Falcons.
Well, and the last thing that was on my list to talk about is, I don't know if you saw Baker Mayfield's like
farewell tweet.
Yeah. I think he knows he's on the way out because I think Deshaun, they might be a little deal. So if you got a division with Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, and who the other guy said? Joe Burrow, who went to the Super Bowl?
And Mitch.
Disaster!
Mitch. Hey, Mitch.
Money Mitch.
TB10, I believe in you, man. TB10.
Stop. TB10.
Hey, TB10.
You're disrespecting TB12 by saying TB. And it's not even his initials, bro.
It's his Trubisky.
It's empty pockets. Mitch Trubisky, empty pockets.
Trubisky.
I don't get no money. I'm the second lowest paid starter in the league.
Hey, but he gonna put up
$7 million per. And I still feel like the Steelers are getting robbed.
Well, there you have it.
So
Mitch.
we out. No. I'm hot. I'm Mark Stewart. Please check into our YouTube. Tell your friends to subscribe. Hit the like. Hit the notification.
Hey, what you gonna do if they run off? They start out like 8-0.
I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna take it. What am I saying?
All right.
If he balls, he balls. But here's the thing. He has to ball to the level of the guys that went after him. That's what I argued. Getting him to mediocrity is not a win.
What do you mean?
Getting him to decency. See, everybody who argues for him is like, well, he ain't that bad. He's athletic. He can run a little bit. You went second overall. You went ahead of Patrick Mahomes. You went ahead of Deshaun Watson. In order for us to forget that, you got to play better than those guys.
And I think that
you can't get to mediocrity and then call me and go, I told you so. Don't call me with no mediocre quarterback play.
I haven't called you with that. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I don't even have a second thing.
Don't call me then.
I think that's all the things that we have for the show.
That's all we got. We signing off. I'm Mark Stewart. This is Rob Hunter. This is Statlines Matter. And we hate Mitch Trubisky around here. Bye.
I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face.